Welcome to another fantastic episode of Mac Music Review. Finally hopping back into the album reviews. Today, we are looking at, an album. Before I do, just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description. If you want to know how the channel works, if you want to see what I'm reviewing next, if you want to request something for me to review, all that stuff is going to be down in the description of this video. Sorry about the hiccups. Today, with this absolutely awful lighting, this is horrible. This is terrible. We're going to be looking at the album Sin by King's Kaleidoscope. Even though on Spotify and Amazon it doesn't say it's by King's Kaleidoscope anymore. I'll get into that. And this is the album cover. A couple years back, after they released The Beauty Between, to get things kickstarted, King's Kaleidoscope's first three projects are titled Sin, Joy Has Dawned, and Asaph's Arrows. Asaph's Arrows and Joy Has Dawned were released in the same year. They're both EPs. I'm pretty sure they were released in the same year. And Sin is the first thing King's Kaleidoscope has ever done. And then their first really big album, that was a really long full-length album, was Becoming Who We Are. And then, for some reason, recently, they have split off their first three projects and put them underneath a different name. So, there's King's Kaleidoscope is the, why can I not remember the name of the album? I just said it. What? The one with the... What? Becoming Who We Are. Why can I not think of the name for the album? Becoming Who We Are is now... After that point, after that album, everything is King's Kaleidoscope, and everything before that point is King's, and then in parentheses, MHM. I don't know what that stands for, but so technically, it's not even listed as a King's Kaleidoscope album, even though this is by the same band, all the same people, same lead singer. So I'm reviewing this with my King's Kaleidoscope albums, because when I originally reviewed this album, it was a King's Kaleidoscope album. To me, it still is. So, even though they're split off into two different projects. Yeah. Sin, technically the debut album for King's Kaleidoscope. Despite only having 7 songs, this is a full-length album. The songs on this album are really long. The only songs on this album that do not hit the 5-minute mark are One Righteous Man and Psalm 51. Everything else is 5 minutes and above. The first song on this album, Confession, is over 6 minutes. And then the song, the cover, Jesus Paid It All, is actually right on 6 minutes. So this is a full-length album despite only having 7 songs, because these songs are pretty lengthy. This album is really, really rough. It sounds very rough. It sounds very raw. The music is very strangely aggressive. Really, really energetic music. Sometimes it's slow and worshipful, like on Jesus Paid It All and How Deep the Father's Love. But the vocals on these songs and the music swells and becomes huge and is passionate. The vocals just scream these words like he's on his last straw, and he's breaking down. He's having a mental breakdown, and he's just pouring out all that he is into his music. That's the impression you get from these songs. And that alone makes this album impressive. Just how much the lead singer for this band, I can never remember his name. It's Zach King, or it's something along the lines of Zach King. Even though I don't think that's his name. Anyway, he just pours his heart and soul into this music. Something that's really not seen in a lot of Christian contemporary music. A lot of people kind of sound like they're phoning it in, and they're not really trying. But this guy is just from his guts, he sings. And from his heart and from his soul. It all feels very genuine. And it just gives these lyrics, all these lyrics are extremely God-focused. They're extremely faith and Christian-focused lyrics. On every single song, just 100% focused on God and his faith. And that's also really refreshing. And the lyrics are really great. And what makes the lyrics so much better is the passion that these lyrics are sung with. King's Kaleidoscope is like a 10-piece band. They have lots of strings. You have lots of violins and cellos, and I don't know all the strings. By strings, I'm not meaning guitar. I mean real a string section. There's this album feels like it has an orchestra and brings moments to life, especially on these covers of Jesus Paid It All and How Deep the Father's Love. And really, and the first song, Confession, with it opening with Arcade Fire style group vocals, it's just powerful stuff. Like Fleet Fox's Arcade Fire style group vocals just sounds amazing. And honestly, this whole thing is really good. Just really, really great songwriting, very, very faith-focused. You wouldn't enjoy this if you were not a Christian or not a fan of Christian music, I don't think, because the lyrics are just so faith-focused. They don't reference anything else. It's just 100% zeroed in on God and his faith. But, yeah, just really, really passionate music. The only complaint I would have about this is that some of the songs, once again, it sounds kind of rough. It sounds kind of raw, which in one way really makes this album stand out because other stuff sounds a lot more polished, everything from this album onward. But that rawness is also, it's both a strength and a weakness, but it's a very strong strength and only sort of a weakness. I don't think the music on this is as well crafted and, and complex and intricate and, attention to detail as the rest of their discography. But it is excellent. This album just sounds really great, just really passionate, really rocking music that's just, this album takes you on a trip and you're just on it the whole time. You're just in a faith worship trip, and it just never takes you off the trip, and it's really great. I'm going to give this album 4 stars out of 5. This was a flip. When I first reviewed this album, I would probably have said it's the worst King's Kaleidoscope album. This, along with Beyond Control, which we're going to talk about, that is kind of not the best album ever made. And not for the reason, I don't complain about it for the reason some really hardcore conservative Christians complain about it, because it says the F word. You can't do that in Christian music. That is an excellent song. Why am I, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save all this for the review for Beyond Control. Thank you for watching the video. I apologize for this terrible lighting. Have a great rest of your day.